so coming down to your mat here. Oh, nice little treat here today. Let's just come here back on your heels a little bit. If this is not comfortable for you, you can actually come to a seated position, whatever feels good. So we're not going to be here long. We're just going to kind of sit here and take a nice deep inhalation, bring our shoulders back, let them relax down. And if you have not took the time today to take a few moments for yourself, here is the time to do it. So just gently close the eyes. You can just let your knuckles kiss into your quads here. Taking that nice deep inhalation and exhale nice and slowly. But exhale like it's your first exhalation of the day. So make it nice and long. Let's do this just a couple times. Just bringing ourselves into the moment, into our practice. And this practice for you guys today is going to be a nice flow for your legs. We're going to concentrate on legs tonight. So as you sit back here into your seated position or on your heels, you'll notice that your quads are active. So we're going to bring a little bit of love to our quadriceps here in front, our hamstrings in the back, our inner thighs, our adductors, and our outer thighs, abductors, IT bands. We're going to target all those 4 areas of our legs in this practice. So bringing the arms up, take a nice deep inhalation and join the palms together. Exhale. Nice deep ocean breath. Do that one more time. Big breath in. And nice exhalation. Bringing it down. Relax the hands. Let's come on over to get started. Let's just come to all 4s here. Flatten out the feet. We're going to start with just 2 or 3 cat-cows right here. So drop the belly down. Take that breath in. Exhale, push your hands away from your yoga mat. Curl that tailbone down. And now drop the belly again. And exhale, pull the belly in. Let's go ahead and do that one more time. Big breath. Carving that line with your nose. Exhale, pull in. Really push your hands away from your yoga mat. And let's come back to neutral spine. Shift the hips just right and left. Creating just a little bit of movement here before we get started. And the first pose we're going to come into is butterfly pose. So we're going to come face the front of our mat if we're not already here. And we're going to bring the feet just out in front. So join in together. I can come to the side here if you want to see it from a side view. Feet together. Letting the knees drop down. Don't worry about how far your knees drop down. It's no big deal. Just keeping them out in front. Take a nice deep breath in. And as we exhale, we're going to fold forward. Take it forward. If you want to provide a little cushioning on the outside of your ankles here, you can just use your hands or you can use a towel. That's the side view. Now I'm going to turn back front. I always like to have a little bit of cushioning here, and I think I will actually grab my little yoga towel. There we go. Because we're going to stay here, guys, for about 3 minutes. So we want to really massage in through the myofascial of the outer thighs here. And with every pose that we do, we're going to try and target every area. So really and truly try to relax into your breath. And all of those muscles that you're not using, and in this case, our upper body, we're going to really try to melt down. So really noticing places that we're stretching, what we really and truly need to pay attention to. And since we're holding these poses for a long period of time, it's very important that we can stay comfortable as we can. So let that head drop down. And your shoulders are going to want to fall down. They're going to want to fall inward. But try and take a little control over your shoulders by just gently pulling them back just a little bit, and focus on bringing your chest down towards the floor. So even though we're in this seated butterfly pose, we really going to try not to collapse down. We're going to try to stay a little bit lifted as much as we can. And let's keep that breath. If you can't get yourself all the way down to the floor, maybe this is really comfortable for you right here. If it is, I suggest that you stay here. Make it feel as good as you can. It's all about stretching for yourself. It's not about coming down as far as you can. It's about coming to that place where you are comfortable for yourself. Trying to breathe into our outer thighs. And you'll probably feel this stretch in your back a bit as well. And as we hold those stretches for a long period of time, we tend to massage and nourish through our ligaments and our joints just that little bit more, as opposed to enjoying a regular vinyasa practice. So it takes more time and more dedication to stay here, but all that, as you know, comes with practice. nice deep breaths here to nourish and soothe all of those achy muscles that you may have. And let's end off by taking 5 deep rounds of breath in this butterfly pose, making it your best 5 breaths as you can. Okay, gently press yourself back up. Take your time here. Bring both legs out in front. We're going to come into a straddle. So we're going to dedicate this stretch now to our inner thighs. If you need to just sit up for a minute here and just adjust your seat, go ahead and do so. And I want you to take here a block. And you can put it on the low side, the medium side, or the high side, whatever you want here. And take a nice deep breath in from this straddle pose. And exhaling as you come forward all the way down. Let your forearms just touch here. And now let your head drop down. Paying attention to our quadriceps. So try to relax your quads as much as you can. You can keep your feet just active a little bit. You don't have to totally flex them. Just kind of keep them active. And send your chest down towards your yoga mat. And as you do, you can just rest your head here on your block. So we're getting a nice stretch here to start off in the inner thighs. Our adductors. So stay here, enjoy, relax, incorporate your breath. Remember, this is a lower body stretch. So our head, neck, shoulders, arms, our hands and fingers should all be relaxed. And keep a tiny, tiny micro bend in your knees. And you may start on that high portion of the block, but as you start to incorporate your breath, before you know it, maybe you'll be down a little bit further. If you are, great. If you're not, that's great too. So let's stay here and enjoy this stretch for a couple minutes. Breathing in, breathing taking your time, no rush. You have nowhere you need to be. And be really, truly proud of yourself for dedicating this time to your body. Keeping in mind that when you're taking that inhalation, if your shoulders pop up just a little bit, then that exhalation that comes right after is going to take them right back down. And now let's take 5 rounds of breath, making it your best. Now to come out of this pose, press your fingertips into the floor or into your yoga mat. Gently bringing yourself back up. And now we're going to just bring the legs together. Take your time. And let's just do a little counter stretch here. Windshield wipers to the side. And now we're going to come over onto all fours. Take your time getting here. No rush. Come over onto all fours. Curl the toes and under. Take a little downward facing dog, pressing your heels back. One at a time. And now we're going to come into swan pose. We're going to take that leg up. Doesn't matter what one, guys. We're going to send it forward all the way. Coming up. So swan pose is basically the same as pigeon pose in a vinyasa class. So pressing that lengthening leg all the way back and just staying right here. Just feeling the stretch. Maybe finding some tension in that hip, possibly. Creating just a little bit of movement here. This swan pose is a real luxurious stretch. Works a lot of different areas here. So come on down if you can. You can also use your block here. You can place your forearms on your block. I think I'm really truly going to get another color blocks because I find the black is really hard to see. Hopefully you guys can see it. So this here is swan pose. So in just a minute, we're going to take it down to sleeping swan, and that's when we bring our head and everything, arms, all down onto the mat. So stay here and just feel the tension. And basically what we're going to do is just go a little bit deeper. But if you don't want to, that's cool. You don't have to, you can stay right here. So let's just take a couple breaths. Remember to relax your shoulders. And if you want to come down a little further, you can still. If you want to use your block, go for it. If you want to just come and rest your forehead into your hands, you can do that as well. We're just going to breathe into this stretch. The more we lengthen this leg out, the deeper we're going to go. So thinking of this stretch, your shin should be parallel to your yoga mat. Keep it in the center of your mat. The one thing we tend to do here in Sleeping Swan is to tighten through the shoulders, so be mindful of that. Bringing the breath to the pose and try to relax. If you find that your knee is like popping up a little bit, you can provide a block here, or you can use a bolster or a pillow, blanket. If you find that you can't get that leg down, you can support it here with that block or pillow. Try and relax your toes, sending all of that breath to the hip. And let's take 5 deep breaths before we go and switch over to the other side. And now gently compress your forearms, your elbows, and then your fingertips into your yoga mat, curling that toe in under. Take your time lifting up. Bring it back into that dog stretch. Just stretching out a little bit more. And now we're going to send the other leg up. And we're going to bring that leg through. Adjusting that lengthening leg. Staying right here in just a regular swan pose. Noticing that tension on the other side. Adjust yourself to where you're comfortable. Very important. Relax your shoulders down. And just creating a little movement from side to side. Knowing that area that you have to target. And now taking one big inhalation. And exhaling using your block or coming all the way down to rest your head into your hands, or using your block here if need be onto your hip. If you find that hip is raised a lot, just put that block and let your leg and your hip just rest into it. Once again, bringing your attention to your upper body. Just relax here. Let that stretch and your breath just massage through. Few minutes just hanging into the pose. Feel that nourishment, feel that love into all those muscles and ligaments. I try to, when I'm in certain poses, just to create a little bit of movement, because maybe I can truly find that area that I need to work on, and then I can use that breath by holding into that particular area. There's lots of little tricks here to the practice, but we learn as we go. You can always adjust a little bit more as you go through. You feel that you can go a little bit further, you can surely check it out. And if you don't want to, that's fine too. more breaths here. Relaxing the shoulders down with that exhalation. And gently bring the forearms to your mat. If they're not here already, curl the toe and under, pressing up into your fingertips, bringing that leg back, coming into all fours, taking a cat-cow, drop the belly down with an inhale, and a nice big exhale. And come back to a neutral spine. Open your knees as wide as your mat, taking it back into extended child's pose. So arms out in front, dropping the head down to your mat. If this is too much for you, place your head on your block. Take a breath in and reach those fingertips out as far away from your crown as you can. And as you exhale, relax your arms and fingers down. Nice stretch for the back body. And a very nice relaxing stretch at that. Let's take 5 more rounds of breath here in extended. And with that exhale, breathe out as much as you can. Gently brush your fingertips all the way back towards your knees. Gently press your hands into your yoga mat And let's come to seated position. Back from where we started. And you can come seated, or you can just let your legs fall out in front. Maybe it feels really good right now to just let them fall out in front. Let's do that, because they've kind of been tangled up a little bit this last little while. So let them free. Just give them a little shake. Maybe just roll your shoulders, just noticing any difference in your body here. Flex and point your toes. And just create a little bit of movement in your feet. And now let's come to a seated position. Just finishing off here with our practice. Bring both hands here on the inside of your knees. Let your fingers relax. Just lift your chest with that inhalation. And as you exhale, feel your body just sinking into the earth. Maybe here bringing that inner smile to yourself and thanking yourself for getting to your mat today. Giving your body and your mind just that little bit of love, maybe just what it needed. And just take a couple nourishing breaths here, making that exhalation, instead of through your nose, through your mouth. Feeling that lift in your navel towards your spine, sitting nice and tall. Feeling just a little bit rejuvenated, but ready to close off your day with a new beginning tomorrow. And bringing both hands together at your heart. And I want to thank you so much for joining me for this practice, for your practice, and sending lots of love to you, and hoping that you enjoy the new and great day ahead. Namaste.